On Tuesday, November 2nd, we got to sit down with Professor Jim Stefanski of Maine Maritime's Engineering Department. We started with some questions about how he ended up at Maine Maritime.
Where did you grow up? What brought you to Maine Maritime? And what year did you graduate?
So I grew up in Skowhegan, Maine. Skowhegan, Maine was a very, very famous area for the Madison paper mill, Sappy, was Scott paper at the time period. Skowhegan High School always put 5 people in Maine Maritime every year. The Sappy mill hired exclusively from Maine Maritime. 5 of us went to the academy from Skowhegan. My class is 76, and we all graduated from here.
So if you were to come back here in that time period now, what would you change?
You know, that's a good question. When people ask me about the academy today, not much has changed as a whole with the academy, the mission, things of that nature. The only thing that I would really like to see changed here is a little bit better dorms, get construction on new dorms, modernize them, bring them up to snuff, and do a little bit more work with the buildings around the academy.
Do you think the education's the same now as it was back then? You think
it's better?
I think it's better.
Yeah, and the education was excellent when I was there. What we do at this academy is second to none. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind. The education's a little bit better, and it's excellent.
Yeah.
Professor Stefanski then detailed what over 3 decades of shipping experience taught him and lessons we can learn from his experiences.
So you've been shipping out for what, like 15, 20 years?
I sailed for 31 years.
31 years,
yeah.
Wow. Did you feel like it impeded on your family life a little bit, or?
No.
Not at all?
Not at all.
Do you think it brought you closer?
I think that whenever you do something and you like it and you learn to love it, it's easy. Because, as you start sailing up the ladder, there are days when you're in a pickle. I mean, there are some tough days on those ships, but on the whole, it was always it was a good feeling. It was a good feeling when you stepped on a maneuvering platform and things are going wrong and you have the ability to figure it out, because not many people do.
What do you think your greatest success story was as a professor, and then transitioning as well to the sea life?
My greatest success here was working in that welding lab and really going from week 1 to week 14 and watching the kids prosper. The other thing is, within the industry, the people that I still am in good touch with, because when I was with Meber and of course MSC, a lot of the people were 10 or 15 years younger than me that kept coming in and kept coming in. Of course, you become best friends with these people. They said that Maine Maritime, the people I was teaching, were the best kids on the ship doing their trade.
After boosting our confidence and sharing some of his stories, the last thing Professor Stefanski left us with was some advice on how to behave as new cadets in the industry.
So, for cadets entering the industry right now, what's a common mistake that you could see them making, or that you see often people making?
Just sitting back and standing back and being lazy. All a first engineer on a ship wants to see is somebody that wants to come down there, get involved with it, and help.
We're so grateful to Professor Jim Stefanski for taking the time to speak with us this past Tuesday. Unfortunately, Maine Maritime Academy will be losing him on August 15th this coming year in 2022, but we know that this won't be the last we hear of him, and that we're so grateful to all the advice he's given us.